Hello everyone, I am your host and host Kaushal Patil, accompanied by my co-host Aditya and Nikhil. Welcome to the all-new segment of Dalal Street Talks, Mutual Fundas, where we will be discussing about interesting and best fund managers and the funds managed by them, and we'll take a deep dive into the funds and fund managers' psychology.
Today we will start with Mr. R. Srinivasan, equity head of biggest AMC in India, which is SBI. We would move further in a manner in which we would discuss about the fund manager and we'll move forward with the three funds: focused equity, hybrid, and small cap. Starting with the fund manager, Nikhil will take it further.
So, Mr. R. Srinivasan joined SBI Fund Management as a senior fund manager in May 2009. He is now the head of equity and also directly manages a number of funds. He has an experience of 26 years in equities and also have worked with Future Capital Holding, Principal PNB, Blackstone, Motilal Oswal, and many other financial institutions. Srinivasan is a postgraduate in commerce and has an MFM degree from the University of Mumbai. His Citivire rating is A and he stands to be in the top 20 fund managers in India. Citivire is a platform where we can know more about the fund manager all across the globe. As Kaushal said, he manages three open-ended funds: SBI Equity Hybrid Fund, SBI Focused Equity Fund, SBI Small Cap Fund, which we will be discussing in the podcast. We will start with Kaushal. He would be explaining Focused Equity Fund.
I will take you through SBI Focused Equity Fund. Mr. R. Srinivasan is handling this fund since 2009. Its AUM stands around 8,000 crore and the fund NAV stands around 144, having an expense ratio of 0.85. As the name suggests, it's an focused fund. In focused fund, there is a maximum limit of 30 stocks, and the fund should be invested with minimum 65% holdings in equity. In SBI focused equity, there are total 25 companies and has 90% investment in equity. Fund follows bottom up approach. So for that reason, large, mid, small distribution mainly doesn't come into picture. SBI Focused is moderately high risky fund and is majorly beneficial for long term investors. Talking about risk, the beta for fund is approx 0.86.
So the major sector in which it is invested is FinServ and consumer goods. So FinServ and consumer goods stands around 50%, and they have cash around 10% in different areas such as derivatives. They have in cash, they have some repo. So the major holding in the company is in banks. So HDFC State and Axis Bank stands for around more than 20%. So banks have a major influence in this portfolio. And the interesting topic in this fund will be Google. So yeah, it has a foreign investment. It is around 8% of total value in the portfolio. So I will be talking more about Google because it's a foreign company and it has a very good and long story. So Google, so it's not a Indian company, as you all know that, but in America, dividend is a major approach because America has reached a standard level and they are developed. So that the growth potential is really not that high as of India because India is an emerging market. But even in an developed market, Alphabet is not paying any dividend because it burns out all its cash in acquisition of other small companies. So Alphabet has a very strong portfolio of companies and it has very high level of patents. After Google, the best investment which I find in this complete portfolio is in Fine Organics Industries. It's not that big, it's around 2%. So Fine Organic is in additive business. So additives is what is added in any product to increase its life cycle. So the major revenue for Fine Organics comes from the food and the plastic industry. So it supplies additive to rubber, plastic, food, many things. So it is a very niche product. So I see a very great potential in this company. So the third company is Muthoot Finance. It is in gold loan. So India being the largest holder of gold, it is not able to capitalize the amount in the gold. Because gold is kind of dead investment, we are not able to use the money. It just sits as a security with you. So the only option what Indians have is to take gold loan because Indians sold their gold. So Muthoot being the market leader, there are other competitors, Cholamandalam and Manappuram. But I believe that not Muthoot will have that moat that it will grow alone. But I see a very good growth in gold loan. So of course, the market leader will have the major revenue. And the last and the interesting company I find in this portfolio is Sheela Foam. It was in news for 1-2 years for being like crazy return giving company. But yeah, it's a really very good company. The major brand which it owns is Sleepwell. So in the mattresses segment, there has been a drastic change from unorganized to organized sector. And I think Sheela Foam is the only listed major player in mattresses sector. So I feel there are few of course they have HDFC Bank, State Bank, which are Bajaj Finance, which we all know they are a great company. So nothing to talk about them. But the other companies like Google, Fine Organics, Muthoot Finance, and Sheela Foam are very interesting and great companies in a portfolio, which I would personally like to add in my portfolio also.
So the fund I'll be talking about is the SBI Equity Hybrid Fund. It is a actively managed hybrid fund. The risk allocation is moderately aggressive. So the return, it has the inception was from 1995, and the return it has provided over a period of 25 years is just shy of 14%. To be accurate, it's 13.92% after deducting the expense ratio. The expense ratio is 1.03%. When compared with other funds, it's on the lower side. It may be the lowest, but it fluctuates. So I'm not entirely sure about that. The fund is a hybrid fund, and hybrid funds have allocation in equity as well as debt, and also some cash, depending on how the market scenario is. So the fund is a co-managed fund. The equity manager is R. Srinivasan, which Mikhail talked about, and the second manager who manages the debt portion of the fund is Mr. Dinesh Ahuja. Both of them have been managing this fund since 2012. So Mr. Dinesh Ahuja is a specialist, if you say so, on the debt side of the fund. He manages SBI's four debt funds, which is the Dynamic Bond Fund, SBI Magnum Constant Maturity Fund, SBI Magnum Build Fund, and SBI Magnum Income Fund. So the current portfolio of the fund is divided among three asset classes, which is debt, equity, and cash. So equity obviously has the highest percentage allocation, which is 68.7%, followed by debt, which is 25%, and followed by cash, which stands at 6.3%. So according to the fund house guidelines, they have to keep 20% minimum in debt instruments, and the fund objective is to invest in high growth stocks and then balance the risk by investing in fixed income securities. So coming to the debt portion, the debt accounts for 25% of the whole portfolio, which is 7,100 crore roughly. So 33% of that 7,100 crore, which is around 2,300 crore, is in sovereign rated securities, government securities. The 26% or 1,800 crore is in AA and AAA rated securities, and the remaining is distributed among A-rated, A plus rated securities, which are majorly from nationalized banks. So if you see the debt standing, 70% is in AA, AAA, and sovereign rated, and the rest is in nationalized bank. So the chance for default is really less, and that gives the fund a very high credit quality. And as you see, the debt, the minimum amount of debt they are allowed is around 20%, and currently the debt stands at 25%. So this means that as the market has come down, they have found cheaper equity, and I'm very optimistic about the cash position, the 6.3% cash position they have. Moving on to the equity part of the fund's portfolio, around half of the stocks are large cap stocks, and the rest are divided amongst mid cap and small cap, with mid cap having higher weightage than the small ones. So HDFC Bank has the highest weightage of the stock portfolio, which is more than 5.5%. Then it's followed by Airtel and Divi's Laboratories, which are on higher side of 4%. And the stock, the as the fund manager, the AMC said, the fund focuses on high growth stocks. So many big names like Bajaj Finance, the Shree Cement, ICICI Bank, ITC, and all of that are in the portfolio. Most of them are high growth stocks, well quality stocks, and the quality stocks basically control the portfolio, which is good because quality has given a good growth in the past 15 years history of Indian market. Currently the fund has 68% in equity, 25% in debt, and 6.5% in cash. As the fund majorly picks out growth stocks, looking at the current market scenario, all the growth stocks are relatively very cheap, and as the fund can cut its debt position by more than 5%, by around 5%, and has 6% cash in hand, so they can pick good growth stocks at a very cheap price, which would reflect really good on the future returns of the fund. And then coming at hybrid funds, why people usually buy hybrid funds is to cut the downside risk while still matching the returns of the index. And this fund has exactly done that. The official benchmark for this fund is a CRISIL 6535 hybrid index, but as it's really not a tangible index, you cannot invest in that. I have compared the returns over a period with the Reliance's Nifty Bees. So starting from the inception, all these returns are after I have deducted the expense ratio of 1.03%. So you can add back it if you want. So at inception, the SBI equity hybrid fund has given a 13.92%, compared with the Nifty Bees, which has given a 12.92%. So there is a 1% difference. In a 15-year period, the SBI has given a 14% return, while Nifty has almost matched it with a 13.6% return. So there is not a lot of difference. In the 10-year horizon, the SBI has given a 9.14% return, while Nifty has given a 7.62% return. So SBI has beat Nifty in the 10-year, and the 5-year returns are also almost the same, with both the ETF and the fund hovering around 5.5%. So where hybrid funds shine the most, it is during the drawdown and the crash period. If we take our price data from the top of the Nifty, which was around 12,000, to the current date, so from February to current date, the SBI has given around 15% return. 15 is down by 15%, while Nifty is down by 19%. And also, in the historically speaking, in the 2008 crash, the Nifty was from the top to the bottom. Nifty was down around 55 to 56%, while our fund was down by 51%.
So just to add to Aditya's point, I would like to say that I really like hybrid funds because they take the major drawdown for many investors, which is of not having cash when there is a good opportunity. But in hybrid funds, we can at times reduce the debt part and jump into the opportunities in equity. So the next part will be taken by Nikhil.
So I will be talking about SBI Small Cap Fund. So this fund was launched on 9th September 2009, and Mr. R. Srinivasan started managing this fund from November 2013. Currently, the NAV of this fund is 51.57 as on today. The asset under management is approximately 3,374 crores. Expense ratio is 0.92 and is very cheap when we compare other small cap funds. This fund follows benchmark index known as S&P BSE Small Cap Index. The risk to this small cap fund is moderately high, and beta stands to be 0.88. So most important point before choosing a fund is understanding the objective of the fund. So the objective of the fund states that this fund aims to provide investors long-term growth opportunities, predominantly by investing in small cap companies. The fund pre-invests 65%, that is minimum, in small cap stocks, and rest 35% exposure can be taken into large cap, mid cap, or debt or money market instruments. The fund follows blend of growth and value style of investing, where the manager focuses on bottom up strategy, that is ignoring the macro and focusing on the individual company and its fundamentals. This fund is only for individual who wants to invest for a longer term. So asset allocation of this fund is 93.65% in equity, and cash is around 6.35%. And to be precise, right now 72% is in small cap companies, 15% is in mid cap, and 1% is in large cap. This fund holds 51 companies in its portfolio. The major holdings are Dixon Technologies, Hawkin Cooker, LG Equipments, Nervin Fluorine, Relaxo Footwear. A CAGR return of 14.83% was generated since inception. This fund has always outperformed its benchmark index. It fell. So in last 1 year, in this great fall, the benchmark index fell to 25%, but this fund was able to outperform its benchmark 16.32%. So why one should allocate small cap funds in their mutual fund portfolio? My opinion is India is a growth story, and few small cap companies, according to me, in this portfolio can be wealth creator in future. With growing India, sectors like consumer goods or consumer durables, industrial manufacturing, financial services, this can lead another bull run in our markets. And when we see the portfolio, so around 25% is allocated to consumer goods, 17% is allocated to industrial manufacturing, and 8.5 to financial services. These all are the growth sectors I feel in future. Kaushal explained about Sheela Foam and Fine Organics. They also have their allocations in these two stocks, and there are many good companies in this portfolio. I feel SBI Small Cap has also beaten its peer comparisons when it comes to the fall, and when it comes to the bull market, it has generated amazing returns. As for instance, Feb 2014 to Feb 2015, This was a very good bull market where this fund generated around 125% of returns. So I expect this fund to also outperform in such bull markets. So one should think of allocating or when thinking of diversification in mutual fund portfolio, one should go with this SBI small cap fund.
Just to add to Mikhail's point, I would like to say every individual should have an investment in small caps, because these are the companies which are going to be the future leaders for a country. So we can't neglect them. There is a high risk, but there is a high reward. So one should always consider the different factors, analyze the company, and invest in small cap. But small cap is very necessary for an individual.
म्यूचुअल फंड बाजार जोखिमों की आइन है, निवेश करने से पहले सारे दस्तावेज ध्यान से पढ़ें.
That's it for the episode of Dalal Street Talks. Thank you for listening and stay tuned, as we will be uploading twice a month with interesting topics.